Hey guys, welcome back to Intuitive Angling, and appreciate you guys swinging by the channel today. And guys, today we're going to be talking about the Whopper Plopper trick that every angler should know about, because right now at the time of filming this video, we're getting into May, and that sort of to me is like the start of Whopper Plopper season. Whopper Plopper to me works pretty good from about May until late October, and they start biting it pretty good in May because May is an excellent topwater month. And I've got a few tricks I want to show you guys with the Whopper Plopper that's definitely going to help you guys get some more bites, so we'll get into that. And also guys, I'm going to put my Whopper Plopper link in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of this video. If you guys would like to stock up on Whopper Ploppers, all different sizes, you can use my link there. It's a good way to help the channel and get you some good baits. And guys, out of all the Whopper Ploppers, my favorite is the bigger one, the 130 here. I know a lot of guys like those little junior models, like show you this one right here. They like these smaller models here. I can get the hooks undone, but like that. But guys, I catch so many more fish on the little one here than I do any other ones. Or, excuse me, on the big one here than I do the little ones. So link in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description there. Okay, let's talk about some tricks that you need to know about a Whopper Plopper that's definitely going to get you some more bites. Several different ones. First of all, color on a Whopper Plopper. I have found that by far, day in and day out, under all conditions, a black Whopper Plopper is the best color. They make a bunch of different colors, and they work from time to time. Some of the shad patterns work, but guys, to me, there's nothing that can compete with the black one. But I modify my black one. This is one of the tricks I'm going to talk about. See this Whopper Plopper right here? This was one, I can't even remember the color of it. I scraped the paint off of it to where it was just clear, and then I took just a black Sharpie, just a Sharpie black pen, and I colored it with a Sharpie and then rubbed it in with my finger. And look at sort of the color of this thing. Let me show you the stock black that they have from the factory. This is the stock black one they call the Loon. Now look at the difference of my hand painted one here with the Sharpie. Guys, I've caught so many fish on this one, so many more fish than this one. But take a black Sharpie and scrape all the paint off and just paint it black like that. Now, so it doesn't really matter what color you buy. You can buy any color and do that, but you have to scrape the paint off and you have to use a Sharpie. And sometimes you'll have to touch it up a little bit, but there's something about the look of this thing in the water. It's a different look than like the factory black. Catch a ton of fish with it like that. The next thing you want to do is you need to upgrade the hooks on a Whopper Plopper. This is the Gamakatsu right here. This is a #1. And the thing about that is the stock hooks on a Whopper Plopper are serviceable, but they're still too small, because on a Whopper Plopper, a lot of times the fish come up and they just crash the thing without really even trying to bite it. They nip at it, they hit it with their mouth shut, and guys, it doesn't affect the action any by going to a bigger hook. And if you hear me talking on my other baits, I talk about downsizing hooks, like using smaller trebles and smaller, worm hooks and that type of stuff. This is the only exception to me wanting to use smaller hooks. I always go to the size larger from the stock hooks on a Whopper Plopper. And ever since I started doing that, guys, my hook ratio has went way up. Also, I use the Gamakatsu Finesse treble hooks on there. They're a lot smaller diameter than the stock Whopper Plopper hooks on there. Next thing with it is how you want to work a Whopper Plopper. A Whopper Plopper works best on it's like a medium fast stop and go retrieve. So the way that I like to fish it, you can catch them just reeling it straight in. A lot of people just throw out there and they go bloop, 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 bloop. I want to burn this thing up. So I'm cranking it fast like that, stop and go, stop and go, stop and go like that. Where it just sort of goes, it's going really fast and erratic through the water like that. And I find that since the Whopper Plopper is a reaction bait, that I get a lot better reaction on it if I use that medium fast stop and go retrieve, especially the stop and go aspect of it. Instead of just like blah, 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 blah. You just want to keep it going like that across the surface. It's a lot more erratic looking. It looks like something a little bit more wounded. It sounds different. And most people fish a Whopper Plopper too slow. If the water temperature, and I like to have, for my Whopper Plopper fishing, I want water temperatures over 65 degrees. But most people that I see fishing a Whopper Plopper, they fish it with a steady retrieve and they fish it too slow. And I'm not saying you can't catch them like that once in a while, but just try, guys. Try using this faster stop and go retrieve and you'll definitely, I think, catch a lot more fish. Next thing with it is the tackle to throw Whopper Plopper on. A lot of guys use braided line on a Whopper Plopper. I do not like braided line on it because I do want an element of stretch. What I use is I use a flipping stick. I use my Mega Bass Alkalies flipping stick, and I use 20-pound test Seaguar and Vizex fluorocarbon line because the longer rod, it gives me, it's a heavy bait. A Whopper Plopper weighs an ounce or so. So the longer rod allows you to make a longer cast. It allows you to take up more line on the hook set if a fish hits it way out there. The fluorocarbon combined with the stiffer flipping stick gives it just the right amount of stretch on the line and give. And then another thing, the reason why I use the flipping stick is I like to fish the Whopper Plopper in and around tight areas. So I'll take that flipping stick and I'll flip it down the side of a dock, or I'll flip it inside of a boat slip of a dock. You know, if there's the lay down tree, I'll flip it, you know, maybe in an alleyway from those lay down trees, making short, accurate presentations with that flipping stick, the same way you flip a jig. I catch a bunch of fish on that. And it's very important to remember when they bite a Whopper Plopper not to set the hook immediately. And I know it's instinctual because a lot of times if you go for a long distance without a bite on a Whopper Plopper, the strike on the things a lot of times are so violent that as soon as you get a strike, you just jerk it. As soon as you get it, you pull back on it sort of instinctually. But try to prepare for the strike every cast. And when you get a strike on a Whopper Plopper, just keep reeling through it. Don't set the hook, just keep reeling until you feel the fish on there, and then pull into it a little bit once you feel the fish have the bait. That's going to help you catch a lot more fish because you'll miss a lot of fish on a Whopper Plopper that blows it up. Another thing about a Whopper Plopper that's important to remember is it has bite windows throughout the course of a day. A lot of people think for topwater fishing, oh, you want to throw it early in the morning or low light conditions. Not necessarily true with a Whopper Plopper. Since a Whopper Plopper is an incredible reaction bait, you can generate a reaction strike all day long with the Whopper Plopper. So if you want to get good with a Whopper Plopper, and you want to catch fish on it when other people are not catching fish on it, you've got to keep the thing in your hand. So if you get a few bites on a Whopper Plopper and you know they're biting it, just commit to it. Just put the thing in your hand and throw it all day long because there's going to be bite windows. The bite window may be at 9, it may be 11, it may be at 2 o'clock. And if you just keep throwing it, you're going to take advantage of that bite window. And also, normally up in the day when a lot of people have put the thing down, that's when you're going to get your bigger fish. And normally the bigger fish on a Whopper Plopper are going to come in really shallow water from the perch feeders. Now there's a lot of bass that live in super shallow water all summer long, and they're cruising that bank, they're looking for perch. These can be quality fish. They can be 3, 4, and 5 pound bass that are just roaming the shallows in the summertime hunting for bluegills. And those are the ones that you're going to catch up during the middle of the day just out of nowhere as you happen just to put that thing, you know, coming down a bank, you know, and it comes past it. It's a really good way to catch them there. So anyway, guys, a few tips for a Whopper Plopper. Great way to catch quality fish. Hope it helps you guys out. Again, the Tackle Warehouse link's in the description to the Plopper link. We'll talk later.